Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to round 2 of FlyQuest versus Team Liquid. Game 1 by FlyQuest, backs against the wall, able to find out how to get themselves out.
Ooh,
and
there were walls on all sides in that game. It felt like, you know, we were one team fight away from the game ending, and then we had like 3-4 more team fights. You know,
20 minutes before the game ended.
We'd have a big team fight, and then someone would get picked off, and then you know, someone would start Baron. Definitely down to the wire. It wasn't a very convincing win, right? So this series is definitely still up in the air. Team Liquid, they just need to refocus right now, right?
Yep.
A loss like that can sometimes get you where you're so close, and then a couple of mistakes at the end, especially for the people who made those mistakes, it can be hard to kind of move on from that loss and try and just refocus on game number 2.
TL having a pretty good early game, making things work. Inori in, and there will be no subs coming into game 2, so Inori is going to stay as they make their way through. He played the first Maokai that we've seen in the NALCS. Actually, quite an awesome kind of play style they chose, and as I saw that, I was like, this would actually be really good with the Talia that FlyQuest banned out. If you were able to create a wall and Nature's Grasp everybody in. So the possibilities could be pretty cool, but mid lane got a bit focused last game. We'll see if that happens here again in picks and bans as we're in here for game 2.
Yeah, mid lane was definitely a big you know, point for the last game, because Goldenglue on the Syndra was getting a bunch of kills and playing quite good in the early game, but High was just more clutch later on. And FlyQuest able to pull it out. Let's see if they can end it 2-0, or if Team Liquid are going to fight back and force that game number 3. All very similar bans, except for FlyQuest going a little bit more targeted, as they usually do on the blue side.
Yep.
Taking out the Kassadin pretty early on here.
And the Galio glue. Thresh gets taken away from that this time as well. LemonNation was playing the Morgana, but they still, even with the Black Shield, don't want to see those hooks. And LeBlanc is Liquid's final ban. Yeah,
kind of as we talked about, Thresh has so many options right now that even with the Morgana quote-unquote counter option available, still would definitely want to keep that one off the table. And the Morgana shields actually came up huge. Turtle on the Kog'Maw using the Morgana shields and the speed up and shields from High's Orianna was really, really successful. This time around, Turtle gets the Kalista, and he'll be the one with some extra lane pressure this time around. Let's see what he and LemonNation can actually do early on. Meanwhile, Lourlo back on the Gnar. I don't, you know, can't disagree with that. The Gnar right now, very good in the blind pick scenarios. Just after the recent buff especially, quite the solid top winner. Most people's, you know, top tier right now.
Rumble and Rek'Sai actually coming in for Moon this time. Just goes for the straight out Rek'Sai one.
Yeah, Rek'Sai, good combination with Rumble. Not only does it balance the damage type, but Rek'Sai can gank for Rumble super early. Rek'Sai still has those really potent, you know, 2.5 minute level 3 just from one quadrant clears, or from a Raptor Red Scuttle with an experience Quint. And Rumble into the Gnar, definitely one of the better matchups. It's not one of the solo kill ones, but if you then have a Rek'Sai, it can make it really difficult, because Rek'Sai is one of my favorite junglers to play into a Gnar top lane. If you are burrowed and you go gank him, Gnar tries to jump on top of you, you just unburrow immediately. He doesn't get the second hop off, and she's definitely one of the best ones at punishing that Gnar pick.
Actually favors you to almost get behind that Gnar, so he can't even jump away in the first place. I like the play style. We'll see if Moon can get himself into position. Braum locked in for that Trist lane. A lot of early game damage with those passives and Trist E. Takes a while to apply it though, but it's strong lane.
Yeah, definitely like the burst potential, you know, chase down potential there for Braum Tristana. That is definitely one of the ones that if they get an edge in the lane, can be a very big problem, because not only do they have potential to use that bomb on people, but you can use it on turrets as well. And Tristana, you know, knocking down those early turrets and then rotating around can get off to a pretty good early start. That being said, you know, into Kalista, people always did kind of favor the Tristana trades where you go for just a couple autos with the bomb, rather than Kalista having to take a lot longer to stack up more spears if she wants to win them.
Big LemonNation focus here coming from Team Liquid in ban phase 2, and Goldenglue getting a hit up on Cassiopeia and the Syndra. Galio and Kassadin. What does he have next? Orianna gets taken. That was High's last play. His Corki is left up, and they do have a bit of range to use that if they want this game.
And Goldenglue drawing all the bans here. It's a lot of focus, and I think that is a solid answer right now, especially since FlyQuest themselves banned out the Syndra and Cassiopeia as well as Kassadin, but you could tell Haas is waiting for him to step into the trap. I feel like this is one of those LemonNation notebook trap has been set in Champion Select, and they immediately lock in the Lucian. Hai definitely wants to punish Goldenglue early on. This is definitely a very advantageous matchup for Lucian. We've seen it many times, even on the international stage. FLICKR getting punished with it, getting solo killed multiple times. And again, that Rek'Sai, really, really high presence in the early stages of the game. I actually expect Moon to revolve around the top triangle of the map, both in Ball's lane as well as High's lane early on.
Got a little Sejuani coming in play as well. There's the ice delivery system, multiple delivery systems here for Goldenglue's Orianna.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very solid 5-on-5, you know, kind of mid-game team fighting there. After Tristana starts getting some of the crit multipliers coming through, and they get to set up their battle lines, Team Liquid have the more kind of standard team fight that they can set up. A lot of crowd control and a lot of, you know, backline DPS. Whereas FlyQuest are definitely gearing much more towards snowball off of this early game.
Kind of all in.
Yeah, they've got 2 solo laners that don't have crowd control, but tons of damage. So it's much more about where's this jungler going? You know, is he going to play with these winning lanes, and is he going to be able to get some kills and set up those solo laners for early presence?
It's funny you mention it like that. They're the guys without that crowd control, but if they get a lead, their presence is crowd controlled. Where they stand becomes crowd control.
Boom, 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 dead.
Exactly. If you can be strong enough, nobody can touch you. Hashtag FlyWin, hashtag TLWin. FlyQuest trying to prove that they can get through with a few more wins. It'd be a 1-in-1 week for them if they were able to take this, as they went down to CLG yesterday.
Definitely true. And FlyQuest are coming off that 2-0 week, so
yeah,
they would want to keep some of that momentum going. Team Liquid, though, as we said, you know, they've been putting in a lot of time, a lot of practice, and we'll see if the work can pay off. They were very close in the first game.
Find that victory. Imagine if you had a Tristana with the waves they had last time. The other lanes would not last very long. It seemed to be a bit too much patience when they approached FlyQuest base. So we'll see if they get to that again. They can get the game end and that victory. Looks like top side for Moon here. Award already out for Inori as he's going to head back the other side.
It took me a good 20 seconds to figure out what that Sejuani skin was. Supposed to be a boar. That's the dinosaur one. It's I guess it's like a play on a Triceratops, but it only has 1 horn, so it's Uniceratops.
Unitops?
I guess there's another horn there on Sejuani. She's actually in solidarity. Got the single horn.
It's got to be nice.
See if she can use that one for the initiation. Inori looks to be fully embracing those Cinderhulk junglers. Maokai last game and Sejuani this game. Those are 2 of the best on the live patch if you guys want to get out there and kind of abuse that right now while they're super strong. Those are definitely 2 of the ones to utilize early. Cho'Gath probably my 3rd out of those.
Oh, Cho's so fun.
Those ones. All right, it is going to be the blue star for Sejuani, though. She definitely wants to start out with the mana reduction and cooldown reduction super early on, and is going to, again, get the pull here. Team Liquid pulling for Inori, while Moon left to his own devices, and then has to do his own Raptor clear there. Got a tiny bit of help from Hai in the mid lane, but the Rek'Sai probably going to be pretty low, actually, as far as Moon actually early usage already of his potion. We'll see if he has an experienced Quint as well, though, because then that would play into the Raptor Red Krug that we talked about. Doesn't look like it because you know, he's leashing up towards the top side rather than going for the scuttle.
You can almost tell by those last little movements. I know you can. I can almost tell.
Yeah, you know what was going on.
Here's Hai already creating that aggression in mid lane. Make sure he's getting every single CS. And we see just about 6 ready to be picked up. So Goldenglue has already missed some.
It's one of my favorite things about Hai as a mid laner. You know, people always talk about the risks that he takes and how aggressive of a player he is. Yeah. I absolutely love it when you have a mid laner that's in an advantageous matchup and is pushing up like that and uses the time to ward the enemy jungler. Moon does have the experience, Quint, and does go for it. It's the flash trade.
He flashed in for it immediately and gets himself another red buff.
Yeah, so he went for the Raptors red topside Krug into the red invade. And good flash there from Inori to escape over the wall. Because the thinking here from Moon was, I flash on him immediately and get the knockup, plus my red buff slow is going to either force the flash from him, you know, over a wall and he gets to escape and then it's a trade, or if he's not able to make that one over the wall, then the red buff slow allows him to finish it up. Regardless though, both scenarios involve Inori being chased out of his own jungle and Moon going for counter jungling.
Oh, no vision on Lemon for a second. Nice sidestep by Piglet. We talked about this early burst damage in the lane. The Winter's Bite just misses. His Turtle also has to flash. But great aggression by Team Liquid.
I have to say, that was quite well played from Turtle considering how bad of a situation they were in. The Morgana coming back from the river has very little presence. The binding goes wide. After that is down, Team Liquid can just go all in, and they force it really well. Team Turtle, though, he holds on to the Ren slow, so he flashes, then heals, gets his Ren slow off while he's under the turret, so they're unable to kill him. As you said, though, double summoners on the AD carry this early is something a jungler would look to punish. So we might see, you know, Inori pathing down that way a little bit later.
Also keep an eye on him, kind of crisis management of how he handles the jungle now on this new team of Liquid. Having been flashed out by Moon, missed the camp, so they may not be able to get some pressure for him.
Yeah, he's got to pick up the scraps. As we said before, Moon got to counter jungle after he chased him out.
Matt looking to grab brush control. Keep Piglet safe on this one. Tristana 23 to 27, missing a few CS due to that explosive shot, but still not a problem in lane. They get the again on one side. That's going to be a big shield, but they're going to be able to blast right through it. They know the summoners are down, and they waste no time for first blood.
Look at the counter here. Teleport comes in, and Piglet does have his flash.
Jump over the wall. Nice lead by Piglet. He should be able to walk away. Flash for the harpoon. A secondary one just out of range. Scrap shield. And there's Inori.
Yeah,
what a run out here. Both members get away in the teleport from topside. Flash from balls as well.
So Lourlo just uses teleport up to the top side. That means the Gnar now is going to gain an advantage here, pushing into lane. Balls before leaving lane had a very big CS advantage for himself. And we'll see what happens, what it looks like when he gets back to lane. Because even though the Rumble, and Balls has been really good at playing this matchup, by the way, even though Rumble can push him in and you know, get that CS advantage early, if the Gnar does get to that Hex Drinker quick enough, oh man. It looks like he's not actually even going for the Hex Drinker, but the early Black Cleaver. Anyway, regardless, after they made that teleport, I like the call from FlyQuest to leave Balls in the bottom lane and just go for the lane swap rather than you know, having him walk back up to the top side. Just another look at the all-in. Piglet knows that there are no summoners, so he and Matt grab the kill by themselves. Team Liquid bottom lane finding some success. As you know, flash phase here at the very end.
So close. The mid lane not even able to move in that situation as Goldenglue and High are keeping each other not neck and neck, but right in a spot where the lane is equaled out. I say that. You see High or Goldenglue getting pushed under his turret on the map. Good push here by Turtle LemonNation as they got to top lane first in this exchange. They're able to trade back a little bit of damage.
Piglet able to get up and clear most of the minions afterward. That kill definitely goes a long way for him. That enabled him to grab this BF sword. Just enough money on top of it, and he's got refillable potion, so feeling quite good about their duo lane now. Inori and High taking advantage of the mid lane matchup here where they have the advantage. Plus, needless to say, very easy for Rek'Sai to out-duel Sejuani, even if it was a 1v1 situation. So proper usage of their early game pressure so far from the mid and jungler, but I have to worry about some of those kills going over to Tristana because she does scale quite aggressively.
Wonder what the rotation from mid could be like on this. Top laners, their teleport is down. It's like share of the Krugs. Very nice of them. Little buddies.
Gonna get one each.
Nothing from mid. Moon's out. Oh, he had help from LemonNation there with a black shield if they really got into any sticky situation, and it's just kind of a parallel play here between Piglet and WildTurtle as they going back and forth through the jungle.
Nice little trade there from Lourlo.
Oh,
actually. Trading with balls, he's going to get your flash.
They start cooking him down. The overheat's not going to let him scrap shield, but he's close enough, and now he's got to be careful of Hyper, the one minion. He doesn't decide to chase.
Definitely playing on the edge there because Balls doesn't have his flash. I was thinking, oh, he's going to get Lourlo's flash out, but now we've got another wraparound gank here. The duo lane's got to play careful.
So this is the thing. Who gets the black shield? That was an amazing flash.
Well, it was a
flash call, right? Flash fates. See you later.
That's the thing here. It's a big cooldown early on, right when you hit level 6 for Kalista. One of the previous changes they did a long time ago was increase that cooldown. So we'll see if there's anyone to revisit, because that is both the big safety tools. The flash on Kalista plus the cooldown here for Fate's Call. They've already been duo killed, I guess. Call it if it's just a 2v2. By Piglet and Matt.
Especially before 6. They don't really know when Lemon is going to hit that. They won't do it after Soul Shackles, but now would be a good time for one more of those games. Oh, hello. Lots of O's, oohs, and ahs. I'm sure Moon just felt one there. It took about 15% of his HP as he burrows in and heals up what he can.
Yeah, that one was a little bit aggressive, going for the invade without the big support. Here it is, though. Again, the all-in. There's no flash.
They jump to Lemon first, then turn on to Turtle. Lemon holds the shield correctly. TL trying to play the mind games, but Lemon having none of it.
I wonder if Hai could actually do anything here. He roamed up to the top side, but whoa!
Culling's up. The minion wave's going to block a lot of that damage. They can't actually get it through. He's going to try to throw it just over the shoulder, but it gets blocked out as they go for the kill onto Matt. Turret could still be in their favor here.
They're definitely a numbers disadvantage because
right,
two members are roaming up. FlyQuest, they need to calm down a little bit, I think, at this stage.
Seems like they're timing that run up. They buy as much time as they can, and they're actually going to taunt it out. They say, "Are you still coming up? If you're not, we're going to take the turret." And it looks like they will finally pull Goldenglue.
And again, just look what FlyQuest do. Every time they have a weakness where, oh, they have to swap the lane out, somebody else rotates up and then stays in that lane.
Right.
Hai does not immediately go back to mid lane. Ooh, binding does land.
Shock. Oh, beautiful black shield to keep Hai in position. It does protect Goldenglue as well.
Yeah. So
Shockwave.
Anyways, whoever rotates into that lane doesn't want to waste time by going back, so they stay in that lane, and then Turtle just goes to the other lane to fill in. Now Kalista in the mid lane. Hai still remains on the top side, and because of that binding, they get the top turret in the end as well. Really like the versatility here from the FlyQuest guys. They're willing to play in any lane, and they're not wasting time after something goes wrong and they have to rotate to fill in. Pretty quick thinking there from these guys in multiple cases. Balls is going to have to think quick and act quick, though, to get out of this one.
Got the equalizer. He could throw it down at least for their escape. And he decides to put it right along the top side, giving himself basically a hot Leo wall, baby. And he stays alive. Scrap Shield's going to be there. Here comes Matt. He feels like he might be able to get himself in.
Here comes Moon, too, on top side.
A big enough minion wave. Prey Seeker's there, chomping down onto Lourlo to drop him. It took TL just a few too many seconds to try and drop the top laner.
Balls up to the challenge. He acts very quickly. Flash is available under the turret, uses the ultimate, and Lourlo just went mini. So he gets burned down very quickly there. And Balls outplay is able to earn FlyQuest a lot of momentum. Look at this explosion of a gold lead. Because of Hai taking that first turret gold, because of this outplay on the bottom side, the weak side for FlyQuest, they've got a giant lead.
Whoa. Don't get over aggressive, though.
Oh, yeah. Piglet, though.
Blast cone, safety. The Piglet jumps with them. He says, I got my own blast cone. It's strapped onto my back. Shots are coming in. Fate's Call. LemonNation with just a sliver of health. And there's no dot on him, and he stays alive. It looks like Hai will return to mid lane here and get a push on as Goldenglue is a little late to the fight.
Yeah, that was definitely a good punish by Team Liquid and a necessary one to kind of stop FlyQuest snowballing out of control, because this is where it kind of started. They go for the dive. Lourlo runs out of his Mega Gnar very quickly. Inori was trying to tank the turret one more shot, but it increased in damage, so it did more than he thought, plus the minions. He ends up dying there. He was trying to buy as much time as he could for Inori. That was the thought process there, but didn't matter because Moon was rotating down and he's able to clean up that kill with an accurate Prey Seeker. Prey found.
See that as well. The Glacial Fissure from Matt cannot disable Moon if he tagged onto somebody. He jumped on Lourlo. He got the kill on Lourlo. Very interesting interaction there. All in Rek'Sai's favor. Now you know. Ball's able to clean up on the top side now, and that starts to become big for the team. Rift Herald may be in the near future here for FlyQuest, but a lot of the pressure for them right now is towards that bot side.
Yeah, they have the Kalista. We always talk about how great Rend is for killing off Drakes. So, especially with the early power of Rek'Sai, they definitely want to take advantage of that early. And again, it's a first Cloud Drake, which is, not the optimal first Drake for you to get. However, since they're the ones with the bottom control and they're the ones with the Kalista, they want to get Drakes respawning as quickly as possible. They're the more early game oriented team, as we said in Champ Select. So kill that one really quickly and try and get the respawns going.
And in response, TL are going to grab that Rift Herald for themselves. No real turret besides the bottom one is low, so they may actually just decide to crush down bottom with Piglet's demolition and then take that mid if it's not top lane.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. FlyQuest actually could rotate over to the mid. Balls is here, finds him in the pit and might chase them both out.
Wait a minute.
And if he hits it
in,
the eyeball won't open back up when the Rift Herald is this low. So there's no chance of the eyeball opening up, but it doesn't matter. He finishes it off, and FlyQuest say, thanks for the leash, bro.
That does not feel too good getting pushed out. Balls now has created that situation we talk about so much with Rumble, a 2v1 that you aren't going to win. The Rumble does. And once we said this team is going to get ahead, they have to keep pushing those advantages, and they have to keep creating that zone pressure.
Yeah,
Balls is doing that.
Balls definitely deserves some credit this split, right? Even though FlyQuest have been struggling, he not only has he been performing on multiple champions, but he's really stepped it up as far as the team play and the awareness as well. Creating a lot of extra pressure for the squad. He's always had that classic Rumble win rate everyone likes to refer to, but there definitely was a dip over the last couple years where he kind of fell off for a while. Seems like he's having a kind of a renaissance here, a little bit of a resurgence.
Feels good. Bringing back the old days.
Heck yeah.
It's like riding a bike or a giant mech with fiery engines.
Sick bike, dudes.
His teleport is up, so he can soar across the map if necessary. Lourlo actually just gnarred out, so if they do decide to take a fight here with Moon coming down, they would have HP advantage, if you will.
Yeah. Moon has built full HP items on Rek'Sai, but that doesn't mean you want to tank up 3 people.
And a save turret here by Matt and Piglet. Rift Herald gets used mid-high, was able to pick that one up. We figured that would have actually been in the hands of Liquid at this point with one of the bot or mid turrets. Now they get it. The medicine is high to deliver.
Thing is toast. Oh, actually, Inori and Matt come in to try and defend. Everybody's come down. Shelly.
There's a small rotation for Balls. It seems like they actually wanted to go a little harder on the turret until they actually saw the vision of what was happening. But now they have this kind of 16-minute 1-1-3, 1-2-2 kind of thing going on. And it's working out for them before they pull out of the jungle here.
1-3-2 if you're counting Rift Herald.
That's true. That's true.
The 6 woman. All right, here we go.
Wow, right.
The remnants of the turret.
Don't get ahead of yourselves now. Trying to go for the last turret on the map. Moon keeps himself safe. The Glacial Fissure goes right by.
That was a little bit wonky there on the ultimate. I think Balls was expecting more aggression from Team Liquid, so he thought they were going to dive forward more. But in the end, doesn't matter. FlyQuest forced them off with the decent amount of damage done, and they get the turret as well. Woo!
There's a flash from Piglet. Looks like he still could fire back from under the turret. And that was a Fate's Call, as you saw from WildTurtle. Lourlo's just having no fun in lane. The moment he gets near some minions, Balls right back on him.
Yep, High constantly pushing up the mid lane as well. The tri-lane pressure from FlyQuest definitely taking its toll, and they increase the gold lead very significantly. Balls is baiting here a little bit, by the way, because just off screen, you could see on the mini-map, Moon was on the Rek'Sai waiting for Lourlo to jump in with Gnar, but Lourlo doesn't take the bait. And FlyQuest all good to go spend a lot of money. Look at that rapid fire Infinity Edge already done for High in the mid lane. This is a very, very big spike for the mid lane Lucian. And this is exactly what you want to do. We talked about in Champs Select, this composition for FlyQuest for that early game, get the mid laner snowballing, and they've done just that thus far. Team Liquid, though, trying to farm for late, and they are also looking to get some tower gold back for themselves.
Well, here's one of them. Some pocket change and a little bit more for Piglet to get that one for himself and the team. Refillable potions start coming in, so TL can start saving a bit of money, maybe putting those in wards and being frugal.
Yeah, and the gold goes to the right place as well. If Team Liquid is going to come back here, Piglet is the guy. He's got both of their kills. He's got the solo turret gold now. Infinity Edge is already completed, so you just need a couple of those Zeal items to come through, and might be able to do some magic in the team fights.
Blue buff for High still means more damage for a Lucian. You are a caster ADC, so he's going to try to be dancing around these fights, getting those auto attacks in from passive, so he can keep that relentless pursuit on cooldown, or off cooldown, I should say. Walloped in the face, balls can't help from the side, but they are starting once again to spread this 2-1-2.
Oh.
They know they can't group up for this Gnar ult, this Sejuani ult, this Shockwave. They're all staying spread out, and across the map is, I'd say, a pretty good distance.
Yeah, I think FlyQuest have done a very good job of recognizing what Team Liquid are trying to do in both games.
Yeah.
In the previous game, it was the Gnar that had gotten to a very big lead and was a big problem in the solo lane. So they never fought 1v1, never fought solo, tried to limit the time that people were isolated with that Gnar. This game, it's kind of the opposite. They're the ones trying to spread out the map. They don't want to fight the 5-on-5s, and they want to keep this gold lead increasing. And they're doing a very good job of working around those factors. Dragon number 2 is the Ocean.
See now the few core items built up. 20 minutes, 20 seconds in. We look at Piglet with those 2 kills. A bit of solo turret gold to be the carry. He does have a shield from Goldenglue. But these 3 members of FlyQuest, Moon, High, and WildTurtle are going to be very, very strong as we get into these fights. And the fights have only been few members of TL. Lourlo getting taken down, Goldenglue getting pressured on Braum. FlyQuest is going to be able to get more of those picks now as they can move across an even shorter distance of the TL jungle.
Again, people are always amazed at the speed that FlyQuest, end out their games where they are ahead, or at least they were previously when FlyQuest got a lot more of these early leads. A lot of that does come from how aggressively they push all 3 lanes at once. Balls here is now having to play defensive, but a very quick ultimate there on the Rumble. One of the best things about him in the side. You can play defensively, just ult the wave, take that one out. High, though, he complete dominance of mid lane. He pushed it up and then easily rotates over for an instant tower kill to grab one of those secondary turrets. And that's how FlyQuest are able to keep the pace of their game so quick when they are ahead like this.
Still foregoing the completed boots at this point. Quicksilver Sash and a long sword for High. Keep himself safe above all. 4,000 gold lead here for FlyQuest. See a lot of that discrepancy, just about 1,200 in the lane, or mid lane I should say. And just about 1,000 gold from the top lane, so Balls and High really producing results here for the team. It looks like this could be that downfall we were talking about, though, not grouping for the shockwaves and whatnot. Still looking good, but TL's looking to set that up. Whoa.
Oh, good Quicksilver.
Return on investment, immediate.
It's like, yes, I will take another one, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. What a play there to get out alive. Flash was burned. That means you can only do it so many times. The Quicksilver would be up before that, but TL is going to be much hungrier for the next kill if they are able to get CC on one of these squishy AD carries in the game.
Yeah.
Towards the top side now, WildTurtle's already pushed up the wave. We do have balls a bit off here, but the rest of the team is rotating up through mid. Multiple positions FlyQuest is working now to spread TL thin.
Exactly. Multiple points of pressure. They work off it so well. Moon is trying to get them vision in between those 2 points as well, which is another kind of linchpin here to the strategy. The rotation points, they have to get vision between it. Leaving the ward up there with the control ward, turning it off. They were trying to hope that Haya was going to move up, but again, plays well with the pressure, backs off in time, and FlyQuest get another secondary turret. Lourlo!
One heck of a lot of damage there. I don't think Haya was expecting that. Very close. Lourlo now has his objective. He will try to find Haya in these fights. WildTurtle may be a bit too protected, but Ardent Sensor finished up for LemonNation once again. It's his build path basically the same as last on this Morgana. And TL, actually a little bit of breathing room. We haven't really seen him up safely on the river here, feeling comfortable, so they're using this time to now get some wards, clear out their jungle.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult for them to try and respond to this pressure. They don't have enough wave clear. Now maybe with the static shiv being completed on Piglet, Team Liquid, you would think that they would be able to hold more of the pressure from the minion waves that FlyQuest are constantly pushing up, but it's almost too late because the 2 secondary turrets on the sides have already been taken. FlyQuest were able to pressure them so quickly that you know, they got them both down before even the static shift came in, and it's kind of up to Goldenglue on the Orianna with the most safe of the wave clear.
Basically owning the jungle as well. Heading over for clears, instant spawn on Brambleback. That red goes over to Moon. As we have some ward wars going on. Looks like TL wins that power in numbers, but will they win the pressure to Baron now? Lourlo bot side is gnarring out at the moment, and Baron has started.
Yeah, it's dark for Team Liquid. High is running interference here with LemonNation. They want to keep the black shield on him. Baron getting fairly low, and they do have the Ren to be able to secure it, and it's down to 4,000.
Very low, looking for Inori. He's on the top side, not able to get in. The Ren takes it down very quick, and Goldenglue's just on the side. This is the part where FlyQuest groups together. Is there a shockwave that turns the fight around? Inori, a few last shots. Moon uses the ult on him. Ball's now left by himself. Turtle turns, and Turtle's gonna start sticking spears in the enemy. There's a few onto Matt. The Ren to heal comes out, and Piglet starts to turn, jumping over the wall, looking for the last range shot to proc the bomb, but he doesn't find it.
Oh, they actually go for recalls instead of trying to push here with the top wave. FlyQuest feel like Kalista is the perfect FlyQuest champion because you can secure these Barons when they go for them super early, these sneaky Barons.
Squeak out.
Yeah, they're able to get over the back of the wall. They secure it with the Rend and then are able to turn very quickly onto Inori. However, look at Balls down here. He turns back around to zone out the rest of the team, and Goldenglue nails him with that shockwave.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was trying to buy time for the rest of the team to get Inori, and thought he was safe going off there, but
that shield.
Yeah.
Woo. The Winter's bite block, or Concussive blows, I should say. Another fight though, and Inori just came up. Remember, he went down to high. He goes down to WildTurtle. The door is revolving now for Inori to go up and down. I should say in and out at that point. Double kill coming in for Turtle here as they look for more kills onto Goldenglue. Moon is taking up the turret, overheating, but should stay alive on that last shot. 200 HP. The team makes it out pretty scathed. High wants more. He goes in. Lourlo's about to gnar out. They're going to focus on the turret.
That was, I mean, FlyQuest are just ready to fight. They're like, all right, you want to, 4v3 us? Let's go. And they do dive the turret. In the end, even though Turtle gets hit with that shockwave and goes down, they got 3 members of Team Liquid with their dives. And that opens up the inhibitor turrets to quite a lot of damage because they still have Balls pushing on the top side. And High got like 3 hits onto the mid turret, about 80% still left on it, or 80% of the damage done to it. We should be able to solo up the Drake, no problem.
Just some time.
Pretty fun to see Turtle back on Kalista as well. It kind of reminds me of the old days when he was on TSM and jumping into those team fights with Sterix Gage and literally right into the middle of all 5 and coming out alive. Anyways, Moon's the one who starts it all off. He gets a big chunk onto Inori, and then they're like, okay, we have a huge health advantage. We're taking this one under turret. Even though the exhaust comes through and Matt flashes away, he's got Ignite on him. and the red buff burn is actually what finishes him off there to give Turtle the extra kill.
Where is the movement from here? Baron just under a quarter left. Should be able to work that for maybe another inhibitor turret here. They have the minion wave just on their back as well as High using that bot side. He's a split pusher at heart, and he can do it even better on Lucian here when he's this far ahead. Nobody can really touch him at this point.
Huge DPS from that Lucian. All right, here we go. 2 lines of pressure. High on the turret already. Super minions, or buffed up Baron minions coming in. Have to say, Team Liquid with their backs against the walls here, they really need an opening.
Whoa, Moon just took just half of his health. I think he wanted to tunnel over the wall, not next to the wall there.
Yeah, that is, you know, the hope for Team Liquid is this 3-item Tristana. Piglet's gotten to the kind of dream point right now. Even though they're behind and, you know, it is pretty rough for them, if you let him free auto attack you for like 4 seconds, and you know, the crits are definitely coming through on him. So Team Liquid have a bit of hope, even though they're, you know, just under 10,000 gold behind.
Yeah.
They're about to make it just over 10,000 if they take this turret.
Hey, they just saw it happen because it happened to them, Kobe. They can make that comeback. Whoa, the blocks coming in from Matt. He says, no love for you, High. Put your hearts away. And LemonNation's going to possibly going down here. Actually stays alive as it's Matt that finally goes down. And Inori, one last shot. High flashes forward right into the shockwave. That's what Goldenglue was looking for, but it split the team. Still Moon and Balls are on the sides. As they go very low, Lemon and Moon have to separate as well from the bomb from Piglet.
They have the inside track on the mid lane, though.
See how fast they can get to this inhibitor turret. The backs are going to take full time. Baron is on no one. And it looks like they will be able to put that damage down. Stopping Lourlo's back actually gets pretty big here, being the tank that could be in the base for the team.
Yeah, they stopped everybody except for Goldenglue, and that buys them the inhibitor. FlyQuest looking to end this one 2-0.
They activated. You saw TL thought they had a moment to think about that mid turret. Yeah, they got it, but FlyQuest chased them down mid relentlessly. We'll see it again right here.
Yeah, all right. So the turret ends up going down. As you said, a lot of the damage there of the culling reduced by Matt, but as soon as the Brick Will goes off, gets hit with the binding there from LemonNation, who flashes out to survive himself. And High flashes in to secure that kill and does get shockwave, but he leeches up off this crab, you know, mid-fight, and then is still able to stop 3 of the recalls, allowing Turtle and Balls to go take down the inhibitor for themselves.
Yeah, that teleport from Balls, I didn't even realize, on the top side in mid lane. Beautifully placed ward. Says, where's your escape? It's nowhere. Where are you going? Nowhere.
Going down.
Meanwhile, down.
Time to get out there and again, constantly pressuring, pushing in the minion waves. FlyQuest know that they are on a timer. Even though they have this giant gold lead and all the dragons, they don't want to start to give over gold in you know, team fight mistakes.
Yeah.
It does take a lot because their lead is so big right now, but always have to have that in mind because Piglet is actually putting out a lot of damage. Now he goes way too aggressive though. Oh, they got High!
Inori over the wall. Everybody's going ham, and this one, Ball's now trying to get himself to safety. He says, Black Shield, but I still need Azania's. Lourlo's to focus on the right. Inori is back and onto Balls. Not get the kill. The very, very tanky Moon with Gargoyle Stormplate is on. A 1v1 between Inori and Balls. Lourlo to the right. Moon almost down. They are not focusing on one target, but all targets right now. And Piglet starts to find the ones he can take down and start hopping around as WildTurtle also finds a kill for himself.
5-0 now for Piglet. We're just cautioning against giving over extra gold to this late game Tristana. He is very close to you know, swinging this game back to Team Liquid. Despite the giant gold deficit here, Team Liquid should be able to get another turret.
This is where the Demolitionist comes into play. Just look at the damage Triss can put on these turrets. Instantly down. The jungle being prepped here with vision. Breadcrumb wards. Piglet on the turtle. Sauce comes out, but he's got that draw bead now. He's got a little bit of range, and it's going to be enough to keep locking Turtle down one after the other. There's the final shot. Turtle lived in that fight, but goes down in the end.
6-0 now for Piglet. Level 16 Tristana absolutely going off, trying to save the game for his team. He goes so aggressive here, baits in High, and High gets nailed with the crowd control there from Inori, turning it very quickly into a 4v4, but that's only because Goldenglue's not yet arrived at the fight. And that was a very bad re-engage by Moon and FlyQuest there. I don't think they were accounting for the fact that Goldenglue never even was a part of the early fight. So then when he gets there, Piglet again just goes super aggressive forward, double hops, gets the double kill, and puts Team Liquid right back in it.
And the vision on the map was nothing for TL. Those are the go for broke moments. We wonder if teams are ever going to make from behind.
5,000.
Piglet was the one to do it this time. 9 to 8. He said just under 5,000 health on that Baron. Now they're going to go for the fight and the kill. Shockwave now. And a very, very low Moon. Looks like he's going to be going down in this fight, but lives for now. He's taken down by Piglet, who goes godlike in the fight. Has to be very careful in this situation, though. He goes down instantly, gets himself a little too hypey in this one and gets locked down. Goldenglue taking down Balls, and the double kill comes in for High. It turns around just as fast as it was in TL's favor. One last auto to come in, gets the shot. Swear those Dark Bindings have arms on the side.
Balls absolutely destroys Team Liquid with that equalizer. He got maybe 4 members on it for a couple of seconds, and FlyQuest are able to take the Baron fight and take the Nexus turrets here. Oh my goodness.
Backs against the wall, not so much this time. FlyQuest out at the gate from the beginning and able to find the finish line much faster this time, 14 to 10. FlyQuest will go 2-0 over Team Liquid. A 2-0 week into a 1-1 week with changes voiced by themselves, saying we're looking at communication, we're looking at different things, and it seems like they are able to shore up a few of these spots where they just seemed to be floating around last time.
It definitely is key that it looks like FlyQuest, their decision-making is getting a bit cleaner, right? It looks like they're taking more steps as far as, you know, checkpoints, basically, whether they should go through with these decisions. They're still going with some of the risky plays, right? They're still going with a lot of those sneaky Barons.
Yep.
However, they're going for them when they have Kalista to secure it with the Ren. They're going for them after they've already earned these early game advantages and with some extra vision. So definitely things looking brighter for FlyQuest as they are able to end this week with a victory, 2-0 here, first Team Liquid.
Liquid trying a few new things as well. Inori in the jungle saying the 10-man roster is still very much a thing, and it has been working out for them. Scrim results obviously aren't the stage results though, and they're still trying to find out how to produce those here as they get up to the stage. And the early game lead they had here on FlyQuest, it just seemed to be a bit of hesitation, not even complacency, saying, yeah, we got it, but kind of how do we poke the last hole in the end here to get game 1?
Yeah, and I did make a call to get a replay here of that last fight because it was so critical for FlyQuest.
Perfect.
Team Liquid had just had a big resurgence. You know, Piglet was set up with like 7 kills to almost put them in a place to come back into this game. So hopefully we can get this replay up for you. But as you said, Riv, it was FlyQuest's super big early game lead, and then a little bit of wobbliness there at the end as Tristana started to get a lot of money.
Looking at what Tristana can do late game, you always have to worry about what Piglet's going to do as well. And I think we kind of see TL filing back to, can Piglet carry in this meta? You get the Kalista, you don't have the Ashe anymore, you get the Tristana, and he becomes big. When we get that replay up, it is the 33-minute 4-for-2 at Baron, and here you go.
All right, keep your eyes peeled here because this is a very big equalizer. Up against the wall, it is 4 members. It forces Piglet to use his rocket jump very early, burns down Lourlo, and High is able to finish him off. And then Balls gets the full Flame Spitter Zonia onto Piglet, who stands in it and is auto-attacking LemonNation. Just absolutely giant stuff from Balls. And honestly, I don't think he's been getting enough credit. We've been saying it a couple times during the cast, and even yesterday during those games, but he has absolutely had a very big resurgence this split.
I mean, you just think, yeah, he got the kills today, but think of actually how much pressure he took and just absorbed from the other team. Rift Herald was not gotten by Inori. Inori was pushed out, but that was the second time Inori had been pushed out of jungle because he'd also blown his flash, or Moon had blown his flash earlier. There was a lot of little things that FlyQuest made sure to do this game, and not just a turret, a this, a that. They had a lot of things on their plate. They're eating everything up, so good job by them. So now for a first-hand account on that series, let's hear from Freak and Fly's man in the jungle.
Thank you very much. I am Freak here with the man on the moon, or just the moon himself. I don't know. It wasn't funny. It's okay. I appreciate the attempted smile to humor me. Anyway, I want to talk about the fact that you guys 2-0'd over Liquid. Certainly it was a bit expected based on the records, but tell me about how you felt coming in and then after the match.
Coming in, I think I felt really confident, but after we played the first game and like during the first game, my confidence started to shatter. I don't know. I think both teams were pretty bad, to be honest. Like, we're definitely in a really rough shape right now. But I think we're stepping it up, and like some games we can play really well, and some games we don't. It's just kind of a coin toss for us, it feels like.
Is it a coin toss, or can you think of like why it is that it's so inconsistent?
Just a coin toss. Like, sometimes we play extremely clean, and then sometimes we just don't. And there's like no reason. It's just how it is, I guess. So we got to fix that. We're working on fixing it, and like we're working on other problems. But right now we really have to, like, every win matters a lot, so it's really important that we got a 2-0 today.
My advice, two-sided coin. Heads on both sides, it'll go much better for you. Yeah, I just, that's a free one. You're welcome. Anyway, though, let's move on to the fact that we played in 7-13. Of course, you weren't at Rift Rivals, so not as a diss, but like you did this like O-face to me. So I thought you were like thinking I was throwing shade or something. Anyway, we're getting off topic. 7-13, Cinderhulk got buffed. I noticed you played a couple of Cinderhulks yourself. We saw like Sejuani and Maokai as well from your opponent. When Jat and I were casting, we thought Sejuani and Maokai were pretty cool as well. So I kind of want to know what you think about the maybe new and upcoming tank junglers and what you thought about what Inori picked in this match.
Well, this patch is like pretty boring. Like, Cinderhulk is really slow and like pretty boring. But honestly, I'm just excited for next patch to play Kayn. Like, I think I'm just gonna play Kayn every single game. Cinderhulk is like pretty good now, but you feel on the back end a lot of times like what happened to Inori the last game can happen to you if you play versus an early game jungler like Rek'Sai. So Cinderhulk, you scale super well, but your early game is just like stuck farming, and Inori got pretty screwed from my early invades that game. So
early invades, screw them over. Sounds good. Talk to me about the fact that you guys actually are one of the very few teams now to actually not make subs in the middle of the season. If I have my numbers right, 7 of the 10 teams have actually switched their rosters at some point during the regular split in summer. You guys, of course, have not. Same 5 every game. Tell me what you think about the fact that you're sticking with the same 5, and is that a positive or a negative compared to the other teams who are changing?
Honestly, I think our problem isn't with the players. Like, I think we're all really good players individually, and all of our problems come from like cohesion as a team and knowing what to do and when to do it. So subbing out a player or anything like that would just make the problem worse, I think.
Fair enough. Final questions coming into your next week. I guess you said you've been trying to fix the consistency. You've got Envy and Immortals, I believe it is, next week for you guys. You said every win is important. What do you think coming into week number 7?
Honestly, I don't really know how the two teams are doing. Like, Envy, I think, is looking not that great anymore, and Immortals, are they looking good?
They won.
Oh, they won today? Okay, well, I think Immortals has like a pretty good record, but they're not looking like a really top team, is how I feel. So I think we can do well. Next week is like a really important week for us, though. Like, we definitely have to make playoffs. If we don't make playoffs, we're like really bad. So making playoffs is super important, and we have to like 2-0 the next weeks because our record fucking sucks right now.
All right, well, good luck with that one. And thanks for the interview, and thanks for the F-bomb at the very end of it all. On to the analyst desk.
Bot side. It was just a really impressive game out of Hakuho, who's been really stepping up this split to be one of the top 3 supports in the league, I'd say.
Absolutely agree with that statement there. He will pick up player of the game while Apollo receives an honorable mention. Again, doing a lot of work on the bot side of the map. The 2 of them together working in tandem have been phenomenal throughout this split. And then Hakuho as an individual has really, become a fantastic playmaker. While we discuss the conclusion of Envy versus C9, I've got to welcome those viewers from NALCS 2, where FlyQuest just 2-0'd Team Liquid to close out their day, moving to 4-8 as a total. We're going to quickly put final thoughts onto this this Envy series. C9,
Dropped to 6-5.
what's happening?
I mean, I think you could say the Rift Rivals performance, you look at the fact that TSM Smash looked amazing, P1 Smash looked amazing, C9 struggled, and they had some good games and some bad games. And once again, you come back here, and it's the same story where if Jensen's not destroying the enemy team, they have a really, really hard time winning games. And Niski, we always talk about how he's probably the better individual player. You heard Seraph say it in the interview as well. He stepped up, he held Jensen in lane, went 1v1 pretty well, while the bot lane made a lot better plays early on. And Seraph, despite some falling behind in both games early on, did provide a great front line later in the game.
Right, C9 still not settled on a top laner. Doesn't look like they will anytime soon. But either way, Envy comes away with a sweet 2-0 to push themselves to 6-5, tied with many others on the top half of the standing. Now, let's talk about FlyQuest and their 2-0 over Team Liquid. I like that.
Yeah,
smooth change. Boom. The big thing here for me is once again with Team Liquid. This is an emerging trend. I feel like they concede the game too often and too early when things aren't going their way.
It seems like this team doesn't have much fighting spirit. They know they're kind of a bottom of the barrel team, that they've been struggling for wins, and that this roster was struggling last split as well. And as soon as something goes wrong, you can almost feel that moment where they go, oh God, not again. And this time around, there was a bot lane play that they went for early on. They messed the dive up. Inori gets killed, and on the way out, Lourlo dies as well. They give up 2 kills. And off the back of that, the gold lead goes from all the way up to a 5,000 gold advantage. They get plus 5,000 gold in a 13-minute span with no extra kills.
Yeah. So, yeah, just to give you a little bit more context, at 12 minutes and 12 seconds was the last kill. It was 2-2 at that time. There's not another kill in the game until 25:09. That's roughly 13 minutes. And in that time, FlyQuest extends their already existing lead another 5K. So over 13 minutes, they build an additional 5K gold advantage without getting a single kill. That's astronomical. It must at some point to Team Liquid conceding where they don't need to, and at some point being too gun shy and not taking a stab at winning a fight.
It's the thing that you don't think any play is going to work. You know that, like, oh, we're on the back foot, this isn't going to work, that's not going to work, and you never take that risk. And at some point, you need to pull the trigger, and they have plenty of tools to do so in this comp. You have Triss, Sejuani, Gnar, Braum, Ori. You have so many different ways
of engage.
Plenty of ways to start a fight off, and they just are on the back foot. They roll over and die, and they give away everything that's you want on the side of FlyQuest.
And we saw that glimmer of hope coming 31 minutes into the game. They got a 3-for-1 in the mid lane, and a lot of what I want to say when I see this is, why didn't this happen sooner? Again, right. You've given them the lead. Of course, now this isn't going to be enough to get you back in it. But if you make these aggressive plays sooner in the game, you might actually be able to gain more out of the one-team fight.
If you're not playing from such a deficit, and the one person you kind of have to give credit to, I think, is Piglet. He's someone who, while a lot of other people, it's hard to say, with communication, who's the one deciding to call off plays. Yeah. But Piglet does always tend to feel like the guy being aggressive. You saw this play start out with him basically charging down the mid lane. And even in game 1, he had a pretty good game 1. So Piglet still feels like he's performing to an extent, but the rest of the team, and even his place in that team, they don't synergize together that well at all.
A small victory there for Team Liquid in that fight. FlyQuest going to get the last say, though. 4-for-2 around the Baron will help them close out the game. We'll take a look at that one right now.
And this is, TL starting to, once again, try and force plays. They're at the Baron pit. They're burning it down low. They make the decision to turn off and try and focus it down. They go really heavily onto the front line, though, and they're getting chunked out by this Baron on the backside the entire time. Balls is able to melt a ton of the front line down using that Rumble pick, which he was actually super strong on this entire game. And the double AD carry comp afterwards, able to clean up on a lot of these kills. Overall, I really like this kind of comp that we've seen out of C9 a couple times now with the Rumble Lucian.
I think FlyQuest.
Oh, excuse me, FlyQuest.
It's because of balls. So yeah, I got you.
Well, no, it's because we were just breaking down C9 a second ago, too.
Well, it was, yeah, and you know what? It was yesterday. It was when FlyQuest played CLG. We even saw Balls solo killing Darshan. I mean, this guy, regardless of the fact that he's no longer undefeated on the champion like he was at one point in his history, this guy is still a top performer on Rumble and understands the mechanics of this champion to the T. And so it makes it exceedingly dangerous to disrespect him in those situations where you true dive or mis-execute in any way, shape, or form. If you don't 100% hit all your skills, Balls will find a way to sneak a kill in. And
that's the thing, is you see the dive go on to him. It's not quite played right. Inori backed off the turret a little too far. Probably could have traded 1-for-1 there instead. And it ends up happening that you get no kills because you were trying to play efficiently. And Balls knows the limits of his champion better than you do. So it was a great play out of Balls. And on the whole side of FlyQuest, a really nice team victory in that sense, because you're not going to be able to snowball that effectively if not everyone's on the same page. So the fact that they did get a 5,000 gold lead, sure, you can point to TL not fighting back as hard as they should, but at least FlyQuest is working together to get that.
And that is the thing, right? We throw a lot of criticism at Team Liquid, but for every piece of criticism we can throw that way, we can applaud FlyQuest in another way. And I think something that I want to hit on is that we had that little piece with High where he talked about they were trying a lot of stuff. And part of what they were trying was him actually relieving some of his shot calling duties, focusing more on his individual play, but that caused them to lose some direction within the games themselves. And I will say, though against Team Liquid, our last place team, they did seem more directed in those leads. The fact that they can build a 5K lead without getting a kill does mean they were doing some good things as a team.
And they've kind of, over the course of the season, the last couple of weeks, I know there was a big gap week with the Rift Rivals, but they had started to figure out an identity where, like, late game seemed to be a little bit better for them. I believe it was Echo Fox they took a victory over recently as well, where it was another team that kind of struggles in the late game, and they picked for late game. And it feels like this is something that they can do semi-reliably. They do have good team fighting when it really comes down to it. The problem has always been that they tend to fall a little bit behind early on.
We had 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 today, right?
Fast day.
Boom, very quick day. So with all of our games wrapped up, let's go ahead and see how the standings have shifted. With CLG's loss today, the top of the table is looking closer and closer, with TSM and Immortals encroaching on that first place slot. Now, the middle of the standings doesn't look much clearer as Team Envy, Cloud9, and Team Dignitas are all tied for 4th place. And of course, we'll be back again tomorrow to see what other changes we could witness. If you're tuning in on NALCS 1, Cloud9 take to the Rift opposite Immortals, then Doublelift and TSM face Piglet and Team Liquid in the Battle Arena. Over on NALCS 2, Team Dignitas return to the Battle Theater, this time opposite Phoenix 1, followed by Echo Fox versus Team Envy later in the day. Specific matchup you're looking at here tomorrow?
C9, gotta wonder how far these guys are gonna drop because it doesn't get any easier tomorrow versus Immortals. And that's the scary thing because with C9, you're kind of assuming that there's this world contending team after getting 2nd place last split. But
right.
They're getting overpassed here by a lot of different teams.
Yeah, one of which is Dignitas here today, moving to 6-5. They have to play Phoenix 1 tomorrow. That's one I want to put a spotlight on, just again, because Phoenix 1 did suffer the loss to TSM today. But again, that's relatively expected. I don't want to knock them for the loss. Let's see how they rebound against a Dignitas that was able to break their four-match losing streak coming into this weekend.
And we want to see how Dignitas attacks the draft because Shrimp and Mike Young actually have a relatively similar champion pool and style. So
yeah.
Whereas TSM banned Mike Young pretty heavily and forced him into more control matchups, that doesn't really play to exactly how Dignitas wants to utilize the jungler either. So we'll have to see if they opt into the same style or force them out of their comfort zone.
A bunch of 2-0 series today, hoping for some 2-1s tomorrow, but that's going to do it for us today. For myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more North American LCS. Good night.
TSM goes up against Phoenix once now. After both teams had excellent performances at Rift Rivals, they now take to the Rift opposite one each other. Needs a little bit more spin, able to fall, but Doublelift gets the first kill. And jumps back in towards Ziggs to take him down. There's a triple kill. TSM clean up the team fight.
Okay. Hey, pick up the burst arrow. Pick it, get it. Okay, oh shit. Oh shit. No! Please, you got it? Yeah, I got it. Oh, good job.
Able to lock up Ryu. There's the galley wall. On top of it, Ryu goes down. And this is going to be a whitewash Doublelift forward onto Expert. We're going to get the pick. The ace almost completed. And a very strong sweep for TSM.
Satchel plans over. The flash for someone that kills him off regardless. And who he looks for the duel. Not going to find the win. He's going to get shut down. A double kill for Raltech. Ooh, going to find damage on McKean. Flashing away. He's still going to go down. Who he gets the damage. Duff Noonan with the big absolute zero. Going to put COG's health bars just that. 3 kills picked up already. 6 are going to drop as well. A triple kill for Altex there. The attack in the quadra kill for the new Team Dignitas bot lane starter. 30-minute victory. Team Dignitas 2-0.
Just look away, chat. Audience, everybody. It's not going to be a pretty one. Seraph gets jumped on, boomeranged. He'll be knocked up into the air just momentarily. Impact will just stay permanently hasted from those hyper procs. Possible again as Contract gets caught out right as the Elder Drake fight is going to be happening, but C9 decides to go for it anyway. Smoothie going to be taken low, but Sneaky's down first. Smoothie joins him, and 3 dead for Cloud9. And against all expectations, Envy will 2-0 Cloud9.
He drops, the Elder Drake goes down, it's grabbed by Inori. A huge pickup if they can take down FlyQuest, stopping them from getting the triple Drake. High is going to be the next to go down. Piglet's on the outside with Inori. It's enough of a tank. Has to be very careful in this situation, though. He goes down instantly, gets himself a little too hypey in this one, and gets locked down. FlyQuest will go 2-0 over Team Liquid.